Effort. The stadium. The stadium was crowded. The stands were full of impatient spectators who were waiting for the competitions to continue. They were sweating as they had been standing under the sun for a long time now, and they were looking in vain for a cool bottle of water. The athletes were warming up, walking right and left, working out, concentrating. In a few minutes, they would try to achieve a record, overcome themselves, win a medal. The kids entered the stadium with their parents, found their seats, and sat waiting for the big event. Everybody was excited, not only about the competitions that were about to begin in a few minutes, but due to the festive atmosphere. Flags were waving around, a band passed by every now and then, playing happy tunes. In the big screen that was installed on the one side of the field, they were showing shots from the athletes' trainings, while the minutes on the electronic clock were changing slowly. But the big moment arrived. The athletes of track and field took their places, and as soon as the gun shot was heard, they started the race with faces full of anticipation. They ran as fast as they could, while at the same time they jumped over the obstacles in order to be the first one to reach the finish line. In a few minutes, the race was over. Silence had spread all over the stadium, since nobody had understood who the winner was. As soon as his name was announced from the speakers, everybody started applauding. With the strength of their hands, they wanted to star the effort of this young man who had managed to achieve his goal. But the same happened when the names of the second, the third, and the whole sextet were announced. Everybody was glad. They hugged and kissed each other. They felt happy for one another. They spoke loudly. They laughed. Little Tassos with Anna and their parents admired the efforts of the athletes, was happy for those who won a medal, and sad for those who didn't make it, even though he knew that many of them took part only to improve their personal record or for the pleasure of participating. "Tasso, look, here comes your uncle with the baby," his mother said. "Let's see how the small one will react when he watches the games." Tassos turned around and saw them. He loved his uncle so much and was glad to see him, especially today that he had his son with him. The small one was so cute. He uttered a few words, and just a few days before he had made his first hesitating steps, but without looking ready to keep up with his efforts. Come close to me," he shouted, wanting to make him walk. It looks like the invitation worked, because the little boy made not only one, but 5 continuous steps, and fell filled with happiness in Tasso's arms. "Bravo!" everybody screamed for the little boy who had managed to walk on his own. "To you we are going to give the golden medal," said Tassos. "Of course," his father added, "since we are dealing with the young athlete who tried and accomplished his first 5 steady steps, and all efforts are starred."